Let's get started. Welcome, everybody. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Additions to the agenda. I have none tonight, believe it or not. Anybody else? Bueller? No. I have no remarks. We have some guests that will be speaking soon. Open public comments, non-agenda items. Seeing none, we move to department and committee reports. Come on up, Tim and Jim. Wyndham Regional Commission update. Thanks for joining us, fellas.
Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Tim Arsenault along with Jim Peakerton. Tonight I'm wearing my Wyndham Regional Commission representative hat. I was appointed by the board back in April of 2016. And since then I've been appointed to the Wyndham Regional Executive Committee, which really is the decision-making body that gets ratified by the full commission. And been an eye-opener about how the region tries to find common ground, and sometimes it's impossible by virtue of, for instance, the energy policy debate. You have a group of towns that, for instance, say no wind power at all, while the other group of towns in that particular part of the county say, give me more wind, we could use the tax base. And trying to find consensus has been a very interesting but tough process, and at times I've utilized my Robert's Rules of Order experience I've had here in Vernon as town moderator to make some of that happen. I'm also chairing the Community Development Committee. We are working on things such as brownfield grants, and have established a sibling region committee. We're looking at a region in Sweden where Vermont may have something in common, and we can explore looking at things that work there that might work here. In addition, I've been on the Energy Committee, and that committee also works to give renewable energy grants. And among the grantees has been the Wyndham Solid Waste District, which next week will be doing a formal ribbon cutting of its solar process. One other thing to mention is that on October 30th, the Regional Commission's annual meeting is taking place at the Brattleboro Museum and Arts Center. Rather anxious to hear what Vermont Natural Resources Secretary Julie Moore has to say about things such as the cleanup of Lake Champlain and the additional costs that towns like ours are bearing to comply with the state's new clean water standards. Jim?
Well, I haven't been to a meeting yet. I haven't been assigned a committee yet, so I'm wide open. I am ready for any suggestions you got, that you have, any that you think will help. I've volunteered for the Project Review Committee, which, from what I understand, does quite a bit of serious work on some Vermont state laws at the local level. The Planning Coordination Committee, which I have no idea what they do, and it sounded interesting. And I put in for the Natural Resources Committee because it's so far away from my skill set that I thought, boy, what a chance to learn something that I've never dealt with before. So I'm wide open. If you have any ideas, if you have anything you want brought up at that level, boy, I'm ready to go. Being on the executive committee, he's gonna vote on, or maybe assign me to one of these subcommittees, which apparently is where the work gets done for the commission. And so anything you suggest to him, I'm hoping we can take it seriously and do something that lets me help Vernon out. That's my goal with this. I'd like to thank you for accepting my volunteering for that and nominating me to represent the town at this. And I'm looking forward to the first meeting and working, and I think Tim and Jim kind of work together.
Yeah, they do. Well, we appreciate your volunteering as well.
Yes, very much. Thank you.
So we would like any feedback the board may have, because it's nice to have a conduit between the region and the town, or I should say another conduit, because there are already several, and the more we have, the better our interests are represented.
Yeah, I think, at this point, we don't know really enough about what's going on within your committees, but I think you both are kind of aware of the train that Vernon's on, is the redevelopment of the Vermont Yankee site, the development of the town center, and how that can benefit us, if it can benefit us. The other, thing that's kind of on the table as of last meeting is the Governor Hunt House and what the future of that particular building is. Outside of that, that's seems to be the two biggest focuses in town right now, is the VY site and the town center. So
Those priorities were key in my committee choices.
absolutely, and I appreciate that. You guys have anything for them?
Nope, just thank you for volunteering.
Yeah, and appreciate you taking the time, and hopefully you can land on some committees that will suit you well and benefit the town. I'm sure you will.
If anybody needs to go to Sweden to check that out, I'm pretty sure Jeff and I would.
We'll let you know.
All right.
Get their names as volunteers.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity to get you up to date.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
Approval of regular meeting minutes of September 18th. And if we can do the budget meeting minutes too. You tell me if you want to separate them.
I wasn't at one of them, so I think you've got to separate
Okay,
them.
then we will separate them.
Thank you. Approval of minutes says that I made the motion, Dan seconded it, which I'm pretty sure I can't do.
It's pretty tough for you to do that.
I seconded it.
You second? I wasn't sure, because you had corrections, so
Yeah.
I wasn't even sure who made the motion. And the video dies at that point. It goes blank, so I don't.
Well-
I don't think it really matters. One of us made it, one of us seconded it.
So there you go.
I think I do my notes
So
How do you
out. I
want to
have
make
it on, I have it on,
Oh,
Yeah?
okay.
Phyllis is taping it.
Yeah.
So this
Okay.
one here, I will check on that.
Thank you.
So we will not approve those minutes until we have that correction. We'll move those to the next meeting.
Okay.
Budget meeting minutes, September 19th.
Make the motion to accept them as printed. Yeah.
Can I get a second?
Not for me.
She wasn't
Bueller?
here.
I was gonna say, you two are here. So moved and seconded to accept the budget meeting minutes of September 19th as written. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
I abstain.
Okay. Bills and warrants.
All right. I move that we approve payment of the following warrant. 7T accounts payable, $1,709,647.16. And that includes the school district payment. That's why it's quite large. 38S payroll, $7,740.17. And 39S payroll, $8,189.81.
Second.
I moved and seconded to accept the bills and warrants as read. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Gordy, come on up.
Okay, sir.
Reinvestment of matured bond. We got another one.
Good evening. I wasn't sure if I was here on the right date because I picked up the agenda out there and it says July 17th, so I was a little surprised that I wasn't. All the agendas.
Those are the ones that I have.
Those are the ones that were sitting there?
Yes.
So I threw away today.
I'm looking going, I'm really confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my fault. I had a stack of old ones. I got mixed up with the new ones. The new ones got thrown away.
All right, I got a
That's-
little nervous.
Yeah, well.
Anyway, I'm glad that we're all here on the right day.
I was opening mail from May a minute ago, so don't worry about
Not a
it.
problem. No harm, no foul. So on the 26th of September, we had a bond, $100,000 bond that matured. It was a double B rated bond paying 2.5%. And what I found for the town was a 3.24% bond, selling it at discount, so the $100,000 bond would cost us $98,576. Basically, it's 98 cents on the dollar, if you will, 98.5. It's a double A plus rated bond. It's a much better quality bond. And I have checked with Cindy a couple weeks ago when we first thought it was coming up, so she does not need the $100,000 at this point.
Okay.
So, again, bottom line, we're swapping a 2.5 bond for a 3.24. We're exchanging from a double B okay bond to a double A plus rated bond. All good.
Good.
And then we have another one coming due. I believe the next one is November 27th, so you won't see me till December.
All right.
Anyway, if you want to make a motion on this one, or questions?
I move that we approve the reinvestment.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the reinvestment of the matured bond. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Thank you, sir.
So let it be written, so let it be done.
Absolutely.
Have a good night.
You as well.
See ya.
The Handyman woes may have come to an end. Tell us, do you have a
The
contract?
Handyman. Well, this one actually came back. It was so excited. Michael Glass has agreed to do not only some electrical work around here, but some of the handyman smaller jobs that we have had piling up. Since the prices vary depending on what, if he's doing electric or if he's doing handyman or if he can get one of his guys to do it, so that's not on this contract. But we do have everything that we need for our insurance purposes. So if I can get the select board to approve hiring him, which we need your approval on, anybody that would hire to work and pay here in the town office.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded to hire Michael Class for handyman / electrical work. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed?
There's-
And thank you for coming to our rescue, Michael. We've gone through 8 handymen, just
8
trying to get
attempts.
somebody to show up. So,
It was very,
It's
very
not good as
frustrating. 2 places to sign.
So- we feel like we won after months, kind of.
You are a winner.
Yeah, well, that's what my mom tells me. All right, article reviews as we're going around to sign this. We're going to be looking at the highlighted articles within your packet. That is going to be,
Starting at 13.
13, 14, 15, 16, and
21.
21. So basically, we're just, are these the updated
You can
numbers?
look at 24 and 26 if you want to, but yes, these are as requested by, Article 13, 14, and 15 are as requested by the road foreman, David.
Okay, so 13, 14, and 15 is what David came in and talked to us about last time he was here, and the updated numbers that he asked us for this upcoming budget. These articles reflect that. If everybody is happy with the dollar figures based on what we have here, we can approve the articles as they're written now, or we can talk to David about them next time he comes and say, why do you need this $100,000? Why do you need that?
Are any of these amounts
$3,000.
ones that you had asked him to go back and revisit? 'Cause
No.
there was a few things that he was supposed to, no, okay.
These are all funds. Everything that we asked him to go back and revisit was within his budget. So basically, the town upgrade fund, the town culvert fund, the town parking lot fund, essentially are all maintenance items that we put money into each year. So when the expense comes about, we have money to pull from, and we're not trying to
Got it.
up everybody's taxes to cover expenses.
I think they're great. I think we keep them.
Okay.
And I can tell you that the Article 14, the culvert fund is actually down from last year. He put that down 10,000 from last year. And the parking lots is the same every year.
Yep. So let's, if we're happy with all those, let's look at Article 16. That's our professional services fund. That's typically the same number we utilize every year, is 25,000. I don't think we've ever exceeded that really. So I think that number's pretty good as long as everyone's happy with it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask us to make a motion on 13 through 16 because I have a feeling 21's gonna have a little discussion to it. So if we wanna make that motion that
We
we,
actually don't have to make motions on these yet,
No, we
because
don't.
you'll make a motion on the entire warning when it's all
Okay.
done, but I figured that since it was a shorter meeting, you
Sure.
could get some of this discussion done.
so we're happy with all those. Let's look at 21. Shall the voters appropriate $2,000 to be raised by taxes to fund a public fireworks display? What do we think about keeping that as an article this year, or do we want to pull it as an article? And was it an article last year?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
This was.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember.
It grew greatly, a
Yeah,
great deal more
I-
than we proposed.
yeah.
Well, I
And
think last year it was approved for $3,000 something, $3,031.
it was some kind of weird
Something like
amount
that to
that
make up-
matched whatever we already had in the fund to get to like 6,000 or
That-
5,000 or
Yeah, but I don't
something.
think that's what we, I think it got changed to that. I don't think that's
Because-
the article that we.
The article
No.
that we
No.
initially put forth
Right.
last year.
No, it's definitely
was-
not.
Way lower than that.
I think it was 2.
It was, right, this is.
It's the same
21.
article.
Oh, okay.
I think we put forth 2.
$2,000 is what we put.
Oh, and they
And
upped
they
it to
upped
the
it.
three.
And it
Oh,
was-
It
okay.
got up to like 7,000, and then it was a question about how much was raised. and
Was
it
already in
got
the fund
re-
and,
And that, then we couldn't use that last year.
Right,
This
I
year
know.
for fireworks, so that 3,031, this would be for fireworks in 2020.
so do we want to keep that as an article, or do we want that to become a fundraising opportunity for those folks that want that particular service or event?
What would prevent having this article and fundraising on top of it, because 2,000 clearly isn't enough.
Nothing would prevent it. My only concern, because it's a concern, but it doesn't matter. My concern is that this $2,000 becomes $10,000 at town meeting. And because it went up to 7 last year, like that. And then everybody was like, "Oh, wait a minute, the fund has this amount of money, so let's bring it down to 3,300." But that being said, if the town wants to spend $10,000 on fireworks, they're going to spend $10,000 on fireworks, and that's their choice at town
Well, how
meeting.
much did we spend last year? 6,000. So I think 10,000 is kind of.
Well, it's you know what I mean.
Yeah, how much
I-
was fundraised, do you remember?
A good portion of it was.
Most of us.
A lot of it was fundraised, because there really wasn't that much available to use.
No,
I think the ours.
we're going to have
article
more
should
this year.
Be as it stands.
Okay. I'm happy with it as it stands, and let the town decide what they want to spend on it. But well, I mean, it is a ticking time bomb, and it definitely is it's our responsibility to bring forth the best budget and the best articles to the town. But at the same time, based on the history of this thing, we know that this is something that the town desires to have and is willing to pay the extra whatever to have it. And for us to pull it out as an article, I don't think is the right thing to do. It is and it isn't the right thing to do, in my opinion, and I know your opinion is the same, Gene. But I think,
I know where you're going with that.
I think we'll let the people decide on that one. Yes, everybody makes sense?
Yes.
Okay,
So leave it at the 2,000.
we'll leave it there. Article 24 and 26,
Do you need 24 anymore?
No, 24 will likely get
it will be
deleted,
removed.
But 26, up to you. We received one email about it. That was voted down at last town meeting. Just checking if
Yes.
I should delete that altogether.
Somebody has already asked about it?
One person asked about it for this year.
that they were interested in having a daytime meeting?
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I've only
Everybody.
heard from one person.
Everybody knows my feeling on that one.
We're like the only town in the state, you know, that does a nighttime meeting.
And we are the only town in the state that gets as much participation as we do. From a multitude of different ages. We're a town of 2,000 people that gets 400 people to come to town meeting. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's only of later years.
We had 100 before we were excited.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know.
I sat in meetings, it seemed like there was about 30 people there.
Because Tuesday night late.
So do we want to take that off as an article so we don't have this same discussion again, or?
Yeah, I'd delete it.
Okay, I agree. Chris, delete it?
Yep.
Okay. That's our majority.
Could we delete Steve's name from there as well?
Yeah, I haven't.
This is just all the
I've-
copies of last year's stuff.
You just want your name on there, right?
I like to see my name in print.
I
Makes me feel good.
Makes you
Mine
feel
has to go
wanted.
up to
Yes.
that slot.
All right,
You get to
so,
go to the bottom.
That's fine.
am absolutely.
Start at the bottom.
public participation, agenda items only.
Oh, hold on, are we done with articles
Yes.
completely?
Yeah,
Oh,
the ones that we're covering tonight at least.
Okay.
Do you want me to add something for discussion later?
Yes.
Is anything that? this is-
We picked we're gonna pick like 5 or 6 articles to
Okay.
discuss every
I'll just
meeting.
I just randomly pick things.
Okay, so you want me to talk to you about this at another time?
Please, please, please.
All right.
That way we can get through them all without having to do them all in one meeting,
That's awesome.
so.
Does anybody have anything on the municipal policy? Have the town meeting on tomorrow? The what?
Do not.
Municipal policy, you know?
Oh.
That thing that we got from VLCT that she's voting on tomorrow. As our VLCT representative.
What do you think? Do you find anything
nothing.
glaring that we should, you know, have an opinion on?
So far I like when I read most of it. Some of it's kind of stupid. You know, some of it I don't understand. So I'll ask questions on what I don't understand.
There you go.
Can
Either
we
before-
encourage them to get into insurance reform?
I can, but that'd be passive, but I can,
Well,
That's part
it
of,
can also be state policy, because it's driving me
Okay.
crazy. And I think a lot of towns are in the same,
all right.
same boat, that insurance companies can do whatever they want, and they're making a lot of our lives difficult.
you know,
That they are, and people can't afford it.
mm.
Okay.
So we have no public participation because we have no public correspondence and town admin report.
I did give everybody a copy of that correspondence, and that's it. And we will be getting an update from Attorney Carroll at the next meeting on the Diallo matter. And that's all I've got, except for advertising for another training, in case anybody's interested in human resources and employment law.
Okay. Upcoming meetings, October 16th, regular meeting, October 17th, budget meeting, and the town fair over the next few days in Burlington. We are adjourned.